All right, today we're going to be tying a Tenkara style fly called the Kebari. This is a very simplistic type of fishing and a fly that originated in Japan. And this is my first time tying this type of fly, so we get to learn together as we do this. You're going to start wrapping your thread right behind the eye, going down the shank about 3/4 of a way down, and you'll trim the tail of this thread off. You won't need it for the remainder of the fly. This is a pigeon feather that my daughter found while we were walking, and we decided to use it on this fly. So a little way down, you're gonna make a break and keep the top part facing forward and the bottom part of the feather facing back, and you're gonna put a few loops right where that break occurs. On the side of the hook to get ready for our wrap of the hackle itself, and try to keep it there while you do some of the wraps. Mine made its way back towards the top, but ideally you want this to stay on the side of the fly before you start wrapping the hackle around. Once you get it positioned, you can start putting some tension on your wraps to really lock it in to the hook itself. With some scissors, you can trim off the bottom part of this feather, of this hackle, and put some loops to tie it on before we actually start wrapping the hackle itself around the fly. Once you get it attached there, you can use your fingers or a set of Hackle pliers. This is a set of Hackle pliers from Loon, and it helps keep the hackle well secured while you do some of the wraps. And you'll wrap around, continually winding the hackle itself behind itself with each loop, keeping the feather parts pushed forward while you go around. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to these videos. Let me know down below some tips and tricks you've learned while tying maybe a Tenkara style fly or maybe other flies in this space. And be sure to subscribe. Keep the notifications coming of new videos posted as we learn to tie together. So you have to keep kind of massaging this forward as you get it around, and you'll see as we get to the end of this how it looks with all the feathers pushed to the front, covering up the eye of the hook itself. Once you're happy with enough hackle towards the front, you can begin to attach the bottom part of that feather to the hook itself with some loops, and then we're going to trim off the part that we don't need. And as we trim the back part of this feather, the little bit of a bunch it makes towards the back part of the hackle begins to give the tapered shape moving from the hackle itself down towards the bottom part of the hook, which is distinctive for this type of fly. Trim off the rest that you don't need. And then you can begin to wrap and secure the back part of this to the hook itself. You can trim off any of these extra pieces that you don't need towards the back that'll get in the way of wrapping your thread back towards the back side of the hackle. And then you can begin to wrap and begin to taper the body back towards the back part of the hook side. And again, you're making a taper down from the hackle towards the base of it. This is a little bit of copper wire, and you're gonna start right at the base of where that wrap finished on your hackle and put some attaching loops towards the front part of that to really hold it down. And then once you get it, you can begin to, again, continue that taper backwards, attaching it underneath your thread, getting ready to wind this itself over that body you just built. And you want to wrap it semi-evenly going up the body, up towards the hackle, probably more evenly than I did, as you begin to build the final part of the body part of this fly. And then once you get up to the very top, you'll take your thread and wrap it around, attaching the top part of this to that junction between the hackle and the thread. And then once you get it attached how you like it, you can do some helicoptering of the wire itself to break it off at that junction point. Once it's broken off, you can put a few more loops to hold everything in place right behind that hackle. Then you can grab your whip finisher and put some whip finishes at that junction part to finish tying this fly. If you want to see a video on how to whip finish, in the description below I put a video, a quick video of how to use a whip finisher that was helpful for me as I began to learn this process. So some finishing loops, and then you can cut off the final part of that thread. And there you have the Tenkara Kebari. I hope you enjoyed this one. It was really fun to tie, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Happy tying!